Hello, everyone. Okay, our guest is come. I will take him. Hi, Francis.
Hello, good evening from Vienna. Hello, hello.
Good night from Turkey.
So, better light.
Yes, it's so better. And we will wait a little bit to.
Sure, no problem. We can chit chat a little bit.
Yes. How is that your day? How's
My
that
day
going?
was okay. Was okay. I'm learning now to open a business here for
Oh.
transportation. So I have to go back to school.
So good. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our live stream. I just want to ask something to our viewers. Please just use the English words and please just write English in the bottom section. Because if I see the Turkish words, my brain can be stopped like that, that I can't speak. For that, just use the English and the chat button. And thanks for that. I think
Thank you
everyone.
also.
Yeah.
Thank you also. You can also use Portuguese if you like.
Okay. I will just wait one more minute, and after that we can start our topic.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. I think most live section, people come in a little bit late, they leave, they come, they leave. It's always like this. You're probably gonna save this on IGTV, right?
Yeah, I will save it.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
So how's everything in Turkey? Everything is okay?
Right now it's not okay because we are in the pandemic station, and every day, how can we say, we see the increase of the coronavirus, and it's a little bit bad.
Okay. Same here. We also
same in the world.
Yeah. Now we have Eastern holidays, and they will close everything except supermarket and pharmacies, but no stores, no restaurants, no hotels, no gyms, no sports, nothing.
I understand. Then I will start our live stream, and I will start to introduce myself, and after
Please.
Okay. Hi everyone. I am Metan Yılmaz, and I am studying in Atatürk University. It's my second year. I am a tourism guidance. I am in the tourism guidance department, and I am also representative of my university. And today we have a speaker, or we can say guest, and our topic is about dealing with the international guests. And Mr. Francis, can you introduce yourself for us, please?
Sure. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Francis. I am a Brazilian-born Rio de Janeiro, samba, soccer playing. Turkey like the Brazilian soccer, no? And of course. And I moved to Austria when I was very young, about 10 years young. My mom got here a very good job. And when I was 18 years, I had to go to the military back to Brazil. But my mom had some good connection at the embassy. So she asked the ambassador, I am the only son, no brother, no sister, no father, if I could get the military in Austria for the Brazilian embassy. And they said, yes, no problem. But the only job open was to be a driver for the wife of the ambassador. And she loved to travel around Europe. This was my first connection when I was 18 to get into driving and get to know new places. You know, Austria, small country, many borders, so it's easy to travel a few hours Hungary, a few hours Czech Republic, a few hours to Italy, a few hours Germany. So it's very easy to travel. Sometimes you can go to one country and come back afternoon, no problem. So this was my first feeling to get driving and get to know places. And then I liked this job and I started to look for another jobs, always in this kind of tourist industry. So for a long time, I was a driver and started to become a professional driver, working with hotels and embassies. And then one friend of mine asked me to help him in Los Angeles just for 6 months. And there I found another job as a driver for a Brazilian company, but they had good connection with Germany and Switzerland. So they needed someone to speak German in Los Angeles. And I had zero English. I could not speak English at all, just a little bit. So I spoke German in Los Angeles. I had friends from Brazil and from Mexico. And step by step, I learned a little bit English. And I spent there, instead of 3 months, I spent 10 years in Los Angeles.
Wow,
and I got to know Los Angeles, California, Nevada. Very, very, very good times. And then I came back to Vienna. I got the Austrian passport. In Austria, the law says if you're not a child from an Austrian foreigner, you can have only one passport. So I had to keep my Brazilian passport and I received the Austrian passport. And with the Austrian passport, a friend of mine asked me if I can work for him at a hotel on an island in the Philippines. So I went from Los Angeles to Vienna, from Vienna to Manila. And then from Manila, I went to Mexico, working as a tour guide. From Mexico, I went to Vienna, I went to Spain. And the last 20 years, I'm officially in Austria, driving and guiding. That's officially my short stories for everyone.
It's so good story. It's a long story and it's so good. Then we can start with our topic, and I will ask my first question to you. You answered it, but we want to know how is that working in your country. How do you become a tour guide? What is the steps of being a tour guide?
The steps to be a tour guide is you have to like history. You have to be curious about. In Austria, everyone knows about the monarchy. They know about different kind of big country that Austria used to be, but we don't learn in school the little details. And to be a tour guide, it's to be officially government licensed tour guide. I was for a long time a driver, and my competition was the official tour guide because I could drive and I could speak whatever I want inside the car, but I could not go outside the car. Sometimes I did. No? Okay. Sometimes I did because the client is with me in the car. They pay a lot of money. And then if I go to a museum, I cannot say, okay, I wait here, you go.
Yes.
Bye-bye. So I go with them. Always small group, but I got many, many troubles because other tour guides, they saw me. If they see me once, it's okay. If they see me twice, they say, come on, this guy always blah, 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 blah. And 3, 4, 5 times, so a lot of troubles. So I decided, stop troubles. Let's go the right way. Let's start the school. And I started the school last year. And I was very lucky because Corona came and I have time to learn. I'm not a good learner. I like to practice doing and learning. I'm not a fan of books, not a fan to sit at home and study. If you have to, you must. But if you don't, I get outside. And if someone talks to me about the church, about a temple, about a house, I understand more if I read the book about the house. Okay? So I have to go there to imagination. So I became a licensed tour guide in Austria. It's about 1 year school where you learn for the whole country. and then you have a license for the whole country. Most guides, they always work what they did a license. So we have in Austria 9 different states, and if anyone does in one state, he will not come to Vienna. He can, but he will not come to Vienna. So he stays in their states. And Vienna as a capital is, of course, the busy place to be. So most tour guides, they want to be in Vienna and live in Vienna.
Oh, that's so good. And your habit is looks. I have the same habit as you. If someone speak to me or if someone try to learn to me, I will get it. But if I try to learn from the book,
it's difficult.
You will say meh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you understand. You understand. Okay.
Yes. And I will go with my second question is, how often do you work? And did you work in the pandemic station?
Yeah, on the pandemic, I work like with different companies. They offer virtual tours. So some companies, they didn't hire me. It's not really a job. It's more on the voluntary basis. I like to show Vienna, and I like to do advertisement for myself. It's mostly the tours are free of charge. It's not paying, but people sometimes they give tips. And I work mainly with Americans, Canadians, Australians. I do the tours always in English. Usually it's Portuguese, but I do the tour always in English. And thanks to Instagram, I do a lot of lives for my Brazilian friends, followers. So I do English and Portuguese, 2 different channels. So they're interesting to come to Vienna because the idea is after pandemic is over, I can open the company as a tour guide. And when the people come, I can be officially serving them.
That's so good. That's really good.
It's nice, yes.
What can we say? I will go with another question, but
just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I will just say hello to everyone. I saw a few people here that already know. So some friends, other ones, some travel agents. I invited a lot of people to come and see. Okay, so that's the reason. Someone asked me here how they give tips online. Okay, Eva Dokia, the internet site from this company, they tells it's free of charge to see the guide, but tips are appreciated. So people sometimes they say, this is a nice guide. I like the way, I remember this city, or I don't know this city, but he explains so nice. I want to go. So they give tips. It's the same like sometimes when you go to a bakery and you see this nice bread and you can imagine how good it is. So you buy the bread, you know? So I'm selling Vienna. I want to be like the ambassador that explain a lot, not everything, but a lot. So people get a little bit taste and say, oh, this city is so nice. I want to see it. So that's my specialty now during the pandemic time. Okay. If you have more questions, please ask around. Okay.
And you are so good, I think, at this selling to Vienna.
Yeah, I try. It's easy. Great. Everyone can do it.
Then I will ask about this thing, your guidance. What is your favorite place for tell your tourists? Your favorite or your favorite story? You can say it like that.
Yeah, I think that because I did a lot of tours with different tour guides in Vienna, and most of them, they always tell the same stories. They show the opera and they tell you when it was built, who built it, and what was before on the location. And it's always like the one tells the same and everyone tells the same. And I wanted to give this information. It's important to know who built it, since when was there, but I also wanted to get something interesting about the opera. And that's the time to get some books and read and to get to know the little funny stories, you know?
Yes.
So sometimes, like if you Google the opera house in Vienna, it's very beautiful, but nobody will tell you that 3/4 of the house was bombed. It's fake. Just the front is original. But the whole thing looks very beautiful. If you go there, you say, no, everything, it's beautiful. It was never bombed. And it was bombed very heavily. And people say, wow, they stay. So I try to sell the feeling, you know, the knowledge and the feeling. So you have to get an idea how it was before, you know, if it's good, if it's bad, just the story has to be something interesting. You know? I think every country has a funny story. Every country has a story, you know.
As a tour guide, our job is selling the feeling, not just a thing. It's opera, and you can look. Yes, no stone. Or, you don't need to say like that. You need to give the feeling from before that.
Yes. One more thing. I see people asking a lot of questions, and I'm officially not looking at all the questions. But please, if you guys want, already a few of you are following me. Thank you very much. I'm following back, okay? And if I miss any question, please tell me later on my Instagram channel, okay? And I try to respond, and I maybe stay in contact with you, and maybe someday we see each other and make some friends, okay? It's always good.
Then I will ask another question, but it's from the chat. Do you know a different language other than your native language and English? Or is there a language you are currently learning about?
Yeah, I'm not learning, but I learned Portuguese at home. I learned German here at school. I learned English in the United States. So my English is more the American, not from Australia, not from England. And I spent many years in Spain. So Portuguese and Spanish is almost the same. So I speak very good Spanish from Spain. So that's the 4 language. I would like to learn French, but didn't have the time. And I would love to learn Japanese. I like Japanese very much, but I never had the chance to learn. I learn a little bit and then I forget something, you know? Yeah, but that's the 2 languages I like, French and Japanese.
No, I want to learn the Japanese also, but it's like little, not little, it's real hard.
Real hard. Exactly. Yes.
Different alphabetic, and for that, you need to spend your maybe 5 years.
Minutes. I think to live there is the best. To live in Japan is the best. Yes. Where you have to buy, you have to go out, you know, you have everybody, is the best.
And you need to learn their culture.
Of course. Yes.
Then I will go with my question.
Go ahead.
What is your biggest problem in the guidance? Like someone maybe gets heart attacked or like that? Give an example.
No, I have to say I never had problems, big problems, health problems, okay? I have sometimes problems with communications problems.
Oh, okay. I will ask that too.
That's mostly on the beginning. Right now, it's not. Right now, when I explain something, I try to be very specific, you know? But on beginning, I said, example, okay? I will sell my taxi, okay, for 6 hours, one price. And people said, okay, 6 hours, we're going to buy 6 hours, okay? And then after 4 hours, people said, we're going to do a stop now and we go for lunch. I say, okay, you tell me the time, I come back, okay? And after 2 hours, I came back because they called me. And I said, okay, 4 hours plus 2 hours, it's 6. We finish. No. 4 hours tours. We had lunch. Now 2 extra hours. And they say, no, 6 hours. No. We paid 6 hours for tours, but we didn't need 6 hours tour, only 4. So you still own us 2 hours. So step by step, I learned, you know. So sometimes I tell people the tour is 8 hours. Doesn't matter what we do. If you stay 4 hours at the restaurant, it's counting from the 6 hours, you know. And if you arrive late, you know, if we make like 2 hours and we meet at 10 o'clock at the hotel and you arrive at 11, 1 hour is gone. You have 1 more hour, okay?
It's like that.
Has to be very, very. So the communication is very important to know, especially with foreigners. They have different kinds of rules, you know. People sometimes have different kinds of lunch. diet, drinking, have to take some pills, forgot the pills, they have to buy something, they have to go somewhere. Thousands of excuses, you know, and that's why communication, it's very important.
Yes, so important for the tourist guide. And also, I will ask you another question about it. If you know, sometimes a tourist coming to your tour, but they can't speak English or your tour language is very well. And what are you doing in this situation? Or did you live? Did you get any experience like that?
Yes, I have. I work with many hotels in Vienna, and sometimes they are Italians or French or Asians. They want like a Chinese guide, and there are not many Chinese guides in Vienna. And during the busy time, they're always very busy. So the hotels tell them, sorry, we don't have Chinese, but we have one guy, very friendly, you know, he speaks Portuguese and English, and he go on the internet, he can look something for you, you know, and then I try to do the best of the situation. So when I show them the opera house, I say, this house, they understand, you know. So, you know, they get it. You have to be like this. You have to play around, you know, because sometimes you say opera house, and in Chinese, it's a different name for opera. They don't know. They say opera, what, you know, they don't understand. So I do my jokes, you know, this is the horse. You want to eat, kikeriki, kikeriki. So I try to do the best of the situation, you know, and helps me a lot. It is the fun part, you know.
It's the best way to communicate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got 2 questions from the chat, and I will say that.
Please.
It's coming from the Soydemir Bura, and he said, what do you think about the favelas, Mr. Francis?
Yeah, favelas are the shanty places in Brazil, the poor places, you know, in Rio de Janeiro. Long time ago, it was very a bad place. Today, it's still but half and half. So there are some tours at the favelas. There are some shops. There are some restaurants. There are some pharmacies, supermarkets. The favelas has the best view in Rio to look at the city, and is the same, the poorest place. One favela, a lot of people build their homes their own way. It's about 2 million people in one favela. So Vienna, as a capital, has 2 million people, you know, so people cannot imagine, you know. If you go in there, you have to have a guide that knows the people and knows the way, because you lost there, you know. So it was bad before, now it's better. The government put a lot of money for constructions, for elevators, you know, new houses. Brazil is a very, very poor country and a lot of economic problems. So that's sad to say. I miss a lot, but I will not live there anymore. It's more European, yeah. But it's a good experience. I recommend everyone going to Rio, going to the favelas for lunch, but always with the guide, you know, with a guide that knows the place, you know, because the guy knows. Yeah.
Then I will go to other question. Is from the Evadokia, she or he, I don't know. As are you expecting visitor by April or May?
It's difficult. I don't think so. I don't think it's very difficult because the numbers get high, and for Austria, we have many countries. People drive through, so they bring Corona, they take Corona to the other countries, like Germany is now in lockdown. We will have now Easter time lockdown, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Italy, so a lot of countries close together. If we have vaccine for almost everyone, then maybe we can stay in contact. But I think right now, for this summer, is most local tourists. So Austrian, we get to know the country, because Austrian, they love to travel. And for them, as a good economic country, it's not expensive to travel to America, to Canada, to Russia, to Turkey, to Greece. It's good places to visit. So they say, why we stay home? You know, home we can see tomorrow. We do it tomorrow, you know. And tomorrow, it's never happened, because next month, they're gonna go somewhere else. You know, there's always a special deal with flying around Europe for a very cheap price. So I think for international tourists to come here has to be everybody vaccine. You know?
Yeah, you are so right. I will say to who is come to our live stream new, hello, welcome to our live stream. Also, the Maida teachers come there and
hello.
Welcome, Maida teacher. And I will say like this thing, guys. Please write as English in chat button. If you write as Turkish, my brain is a little bit stuck because I can change languages so fast. I just want you to write as English your questions or the other things. Thanks for that. We can go on. I will go with the other question. And,
go ahead.
Which one I can ask? Okay. What are the behavioral difference between domestic and foreign tourists in your country?
Okay. The domestic tourists usually know a lot about the country. So if you tell something about economic, about politics, about sports, they will know. So you have to be very good what you're talking about, because you always have to tell something they don't know. So the domestic ones, you can sell them like my funny stories. It's interesting for them because they don't know. They know the opera, they know the place, but they don't know the little details. I know the little details. So that sells very good, you know. For the tourists from outside, it's very easy. But today, on the time of internet, you cannot tell anything anymore because people will go internet and check. You know, and sometimes they check before they ask you, and they ask you, you know, what time this building? And you say something wrong. They say, Wikipedia says it's not right, you know, so you have to be very carefully. So sometimes the trick that I do, I tell something 18th century, you know, so I cover 100 years. Instead to say 1867, 1876, you know, I tell 19th century. Covers everything. If the people says, yeah, exact date, I say, it's not really, I don't know exactly the right date, you know, but I can find out. That's the officially way to say. But usually people are very happy because foreigners, when they come, they don't know much history about the monarchy, about the people, about the sports, you know. So that's why the foreigners, for me, it's easier because I can entertain them. The domestic, I don't do too many tours in German. You know, it's too difficult because they know more history than I do. Okay, because they live here, the parents, the grandmother, they remember everything. You know, for me, it's better the foreigners. So that's the deal. That's why Americans, Canadian, Australian, Brazilians are my favorite. But I can do also in German, no problem.
Oh, okay, I got it. For my thing, if you have a domestic tourist, you need to learn something from the books, because as you say, they will say in the Wikipedia, they are looking at Wikipedia and they say, this is like that, you are saying wrong like that. But if you say something from the books, they can't research it because internet everything about the books. And for that we need to read the books, but as you say, and also we can't read the book, but whatever, we do that.
But also good sometimes is when you go as a tour guide, you go with other tour guides in your own city, because every tour guide will tell something different from the same building, you know. And sometimes one tour guide will come to the front of the building and the other one will come from the back. And then maybe from the back, you see something different that usually when you come to the front, people don't look back, you know. That's why I always recommend, and when I go to other countries and other cities, I always do a tour with a local, because it's good to know what's going on, you know. So that's very important. It's very important.
That's so good. And also in our country, as you said, it's working like that. If there is a three or two or more than a tour guide, the
Mhm.
one of them tell the story, because if every tour guide starts speaking,
Yes,
a little bit he can be shocked. But if someone is just say, everyone can understand. It's a working the
exactly.
same. Yeah,
Exactly. Yes,
it's
exactly.
okay. Then I will go. I
Yes,
didn't
yes.
take anything from the chat, and I will go with my question.
Sure, sure, sure. It's fun.
Do you have any strange memories or prejudice about foreign guests?
Yes. I had once, I deal a lot with movie stars from Brazil, but I don't know them. I was outside from Brazil. We don't have here Brazilian television and newspaper and all the magazines we don't have here. We have always to look on the internet. So I don't know many people, and I'm more like, because of America, I was Hollywood, Los Angeles. So I like the movies from that directions. I don't see many movies from Brazil, maybe one or two. So sometimes the embassy, they call me because they have some movie stars. They want to have a special driver. And I went once with a lady. She is very famous in Brazil. And we went to a 4 days tour, Austria, and I have to finish in Germany, in Munich. And after 2 days with me, everything happy, taking pictures, and she told me she's a movie star. And I said, sorry, I don't know you and everything. She asked me, but what are you doing in Vienna exactly? And I said, I'm a taxi driver. And she changed her face, from friendly, she became very angry. She said, what? I am,
What?
I am with a taxi driver? I said, yeah, I'm a taxi driver. So from this level, I was going down. And she looked like me and she called the company that she complained because she wanted to have a tour guide. And
Oh,
to my luck, the company, they hire me, they send me an email that the company in Brazil wanted a driver that speak Portuguese. And I always explain, I'm not a tour guide. I cannot go into the museums. I cannot walk out. I can just drive. And she wanted only to drive. She didn't want to stop, just drive. So it was perfect. And 2 days was perfect. And then I said, I'm taxi driver. She looked like me like, you a taxi driver? I don't talk to taxi driver. And it was very strange for me because from her movies and her TV series, she's very friendly, she's very funny, she's a nice person, over there. But she doesn't like to talk to people that are under her, you know. So she
yeah.
changed that, and it was quite strange for me. And then she wanted to have only 2 days because she said she want to go straight to Munich. She wanted to have a Brazilian tour guide that speak Portuguese. And I said, okay, let's go. So we drove 5 hours, no talking. And she was very angry and talking on the phone, complaining about me. And the company, they called me and I was driving and I could not pick up the phone. When I drive, I don't pick up the phone. When I'm alone, I put the speaker. But with people, I don't, I call later. I go to the restroom and call later. It's safety for the clients. It's important. So when I came to the hotel, the company called me and said, it's over. And I said, it's fine. I will get paid my 4 days. Okay. So you hired me for 4 days. I will charge you 4 days. If she only 2 days, it's her problem. It was a big problem after, but it was okay. And the best thing is, we came to this nice, expensive hotel in Munich. And I've been there many times. I know the people. And when we came in, it was like a movie. The receptionist, the head receptionist, he looked at us, the two ladies and me, and he said, welcome. And she smiled, and he came to me and hugged me.
Yeah.
Francis, how are you? And she asked, do you know him? I said, yeah, that's the Francis. He brings people here over time. He's always here. He's my friend. And she was like, and I said, bye-bye, and I left. Yeah. Bad, but it's okay.
Okay, it's so good story,
It's a
and
good story. Yeah.
it's lots of this woman. She acts so bad, and she get what she do.
Yeah. Yeah.
We will see. For
For
that
the
is a crime.
yeah, for my future colleagues as a tour guide, it doesn't help if you complain. Okay, the
Okay.
guest pays, he is the boss. Okay,
Yeah, right.
so if he shows you an apple and says it's orange, you say yes, it's orange.
Yeah,
Because when you start fighting, you can make it worse. So
yeah,
be very gentle. Try to swallow. you know don't get angry. It's difficult, I know, but don't get angry because it's only good for you. Okay, that's the
yeah.
a good tip for the future.
Let's
That's
say you need the take from the under,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
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 like that.
like this.
Okay.
It always happen. There's no tour guide in the world had no problems with people. There always will a problem, but if you stay easy, it's okay. you know Next
Yeah,
question. Ask me everything.
yeah. Okay, I will go with the other question. Uh, how do you deal with the different cultures? How do you adjust your attitude and behavior from that
Very
for that?
easy.
Very
Very
easy.
easy.
Okay.
One simple rule. Okay, should everyone remember? One simple rule: respect.
Oh, okay.
Very easy. Okay, if one says, "I play soccer for this team," you say, "Very good.
Perfect.
I hope
Perfecto.
they win. I hope they win." But you think they're gonna lose anyway. But you say, "I hope they win." Religions, politics, sports, you don't talk much. Okay,
Yeah, you are
you
so right.
you can ask about other countries. What do you play? And they say, like Indians, I have many Indians, they love cricket. I have no idea about cricket. And I ask them, how do you play? How many people? How long? Why they have to run like this? And they explain to me and they get excited. So I speak less and they talk all the time, and I can drive. Okay. So
I,
if they ask about sports in Austria, I talk about sports, but not the sports I like. General. Okay. So
okay.
always you tell the generals. You don't say that politician, I love him. The other one, it's bad. You not say this. If you are with customers, you can do this private with friends, but with customer, always respect because you don't know what kind of politics you are, what kind of sports he likes. So always be like Switzerland, be neutral. Okay, neutral.
Yeah, always
It's a
neutral.
good tip. Respect for everything. you know
My the teacher is always say like you,
hmm
don't talk about the politicians or don't talk about the religion and don't
yes,
talk about sports because they are so dangerous. They
yes,
can take a risk for you,
yeah,
and you say it like that. It's so important for us. Thank
yeah,
you for that.
yeah.
I will
and and
go, but
and one more thing, maybe sometimes the client will try to trick you. you know
yeah,
he
I
will
know.
he will he will tell bad jokes, okay, about animals, and then you remember one bad joke, you tell him, and then he calls the company and say, you told this bad joke about animals. Terrible. So it's like a trick. So if he tells a joke, you laugh, you say funny, or you say, I don't understand, sorry, I don't get the joke. It's okay. So be diplomatic. Don't
Yeah,
start to be better. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then I'm going to the question. It's come from the chat, and
Yes.
Naktash, she asked us, when you are told a tour guide, what are the first three things that come into your mind?
The
Uh,
first greetings,
for three things, three.
three things as a tour
Yeah,
guide.
yeah. As a tour guide, if I say tour guide, what's
Mhm.
coming to your mind? Just
Okay,
say
for
that.
me, the tour guide is the person that will explain and show something about the country. Okay, so you can say representative, for tourism. I have to show the good. Sometimes I have to tell something bad because it happens in every country, No country is perfect, you know. As a tour guide, you should be, or I should be, like the ambassador from this country, from the city. I like to guide the people because me as a tour guide, I have to give them what they cannot find on the internet and what they cannot find on books. Okay. And that's why I learned so much. That's why I invest so much time. And that's why here in Austria, we have, as a tour guide, we have our prices. And sometimes the price is very high. Okay. And I tell my clients sometimes, like Brazilians sometimes, like in Turkey, you know, they want a little cheaper, make a better price. We are 3 people, we are 5 people, better. And they try, you know, everybody can try, you know. And I try to explain them, you know, if they pay cheaper, I will talk less. If I talk less, they will not understand the country. So I'm not with them 24 hours. So after I leave, they will not know where to eat. They will not know what to drink. They will not know where to go. They will not know anything for cheap price. So I say, I cannot do cheap because I want you to be happy and come back. And if you don't come back, I want you to tell Vienna is nice. Austria is beautiful. You have to go, you know, because people sometimes they don't come often to the same city twice, but they are good advertisement to tell the other people. And sometimes, especially Brazilians, I don't know Turkey, but Brazilians sometimes when they go someplace, they tell very good about the place. Food was good. People were friendly. Transportation is nice. The place is safe. You can walk at night because Brazil, you cannot walk at night, you know. So here in Austria, you can walk at night, no problem, you know. So they say, I will not go back there, but you should go. And 10 people will listen to him and come, you know. And if I do a good job as a tour guide, they will tell, I stayed at this hotel, I ate at this restaurant, and the driver and the guide was Francis, you know. So that's perfect for me, you know. So I love this job, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then I will go. The other question is coming from to chat. Hash Menderes is asked, could you give any tips for us about the guidance?
Sure. Many. You have 3 hours time? You have 3 hours. No. Let's say the regular tips, okay? I will say, for you, there are tour guides, or for you, there will be tour guides. It's always good to start now. Find something in your country or your city that you like, okay?
Okay.
Go with other tour guides. You have to invest money to get money, okay? So you have to invest on a tour guide. Maybe you can tell a tour guide that you are tour guide and they give you a discount. Maybe they give you 50% off. You have to talk to the tour guide, but you have to go on a tour with different tour guides. So you know, understand, okay? Mostly what important is that you find something, you don't copy someone, okay? If someone goes the first right and first left and first right, you try to do different. You go straight and you go the second right, you know, and you find something. If he goes to restaurant A, you look for a restaurant B, you know, don't have to be the same place. You have to be, as a tour guide, like, people have to have the feeling you do with love. And you know, if you go on a street and you start looking like, what is this? Or I don't know, I remember this was, it's not good, okay? So always when you do like a tour that you feel you're not very safe, do 1 day before the tour. Do at night. Wake up 4 in the morning and do at 5 till 7, and then pick up your client at 8. You're gonna be tired, but the client gonna be happy, you know? So you always prepare yourself. And if you can, depends on you, you know? I always am fan of social media, because social media brings me a lot of clients and I don't have to pay. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I have some apps from Asia that I talk to Asian people because they're not allowed to have WhatsApp. So they have different ones like Line or WeChat. So I use WeChat, I use Line, I use Twitter, I use Facebook, I use Instagram, I use Signal, I use Telegram, I use everything. On the beginning is too much, but then you get used to, you know, there are 5, there are 10, there are 15, and you can control, okay? Especially when you use social media, you can put one picture in 10 different ways. You don't have to put 10 different pictures. And when you put the picture, when you put the video, tell the story, okay? Because you know the place. But if I look at your picture, I say, oh, that's a nice building. What is this? Where is this? It's nice, but I have no idea where. And then I say, I don't know, maybe Greece, maybe Croatia, you know, I don't know. You know, if you don't tell me, so always tell me a story, you know. And if the future tour guides, I always recommend between friends, because there's always some little groups, they like each other, and some groups, they don't like each other. So there's always like this of the whole world, you know. So this group, they like each other, you know, they should do like a WhatsApp group. They should do like a community. They should try to exchange information, you know. If someone knows something, next week the park is open. Tell your colleagues, hey, next week the park is open. If everybody knows, it's fine. But maybe one will say, which park? I never heard about it. It's open? Since when? You know? And you have to give information. Don't think that everything you have, it's only for you, okay? You hear something, okay, I will tell no one. I know, I'm gonna be the best. No, give to someone, because the energy, the good energy that you give out will come back.
Yes.
And sometimes you give a lot of information and people will always be thanking you. So if they go somewhere, they probably will ask you to come with them. If they have information, they will tell you, you know. So always give out a lot of information, you know. Be like the Red Cross. You give without asking. I give you, but then you have to give me too, okay? Make exchange, you know? I give you this and you give me that. No. You just give information. Is always good, you know? And use the internet a lot because it's a good, valuable for information.
Yeah, that's all right. And thanks for your tip.
Sure.
You're really so right about these things. Yeah. So great.
Thank you. Again, for the people that just came in, I saw there are a few coming in. So please follow me. I follow you back. And if you want to stay in touch, if you want to have more information on my internet, on my bio, my profile, you have my Linktree, also very important. This is a Linktree that you can click and you have all the information, my YouTube, my Telegram, and I do now also virtual tours tomorrow and Sunday. So you can see how I do my tours. It's not to pay. Don't worry about the tips. You're free. You have to invite me for coffee, okay? So very nice Turkish coffee, okay? But see my tour and learn from my tour. See the little details I show at the sculpture, at the buildings. And then you say, maybe in Turkey I can do the same. Maybe in Istanbul I can show a house and tell about the door, tell about the window, tell about the wood. You know, there's always small details. There's always a story behind the story, you know? So if you look at the building, you have to ask, nice building. What used to be here before? Okay. There was another building. Okay. And before, another building. And before, there was nothing. It was a park. Which park? From this very famous guy. Which famous guy? And then you get the story. Because then when you show your people, they see the house. But you tell them there was a house and a house and a house and a garden from this very famous prince. You know, wow, you know, that's nobody knows, you know, and that's what you sell. Okay. Good tip for everyone.
Yes. I will go. The other question is coming from the chat. Actually, 2 people or more than 2 people asked this.
Yes.
I think they miss in the this question, but we
No
asked it.
problem. We tell again.
Okay, I will tell again. They
Yes.
are asking, what is your worst experience in the guidance? But before that, I will tell, guys, if you want to know, you can you can watch the replay of this video. But I will change this question and I will ask like that. What is your best experience
Yes.
in the tour guide?
Yes.
You got it.
My best experience was with another famous TV lady. This TV lady, she's from Brazil, and she traveled the world, and she showed also always something very special. So she always choose one country. She spent about 1 to 2 weeks in this country, and then she filmed everything, and they make like 45 minutes about this country. Okay. And one colleague of mine from the embassy, he called me that she had a problem with the driver in Switzerland because he could not drive out of Switzerland. He had some problem with his passport, so he could not drive out. And Switzerland is not part of European Union. So if you go there as European Union member, like Austria, you need a passport. If I go to Italy, it's okay, my ID. If I go to Hungary, my ID is okay. But if I go to Switzerland or now England, I need a passport. So he had no passport because his passport was getting a visa. So he could not drive out. So one embassy called the other and they asked me to go there. And I had no idea who it was. So I drove to Switzerland and I spent 2 weeks with her. And she made a lot of advertisement for me because she told how nice it was and how friendly I am. And the cameraman and the technician, till today, we in the internet, we are close together. We talk to each other, we exchange pictures, and every year on Facebook, I got these pictures from her and her team because we spent 2 weeks together, you know. So they always say, oh, Vienna was so nice and so great. I don't know if it's true or not, but for me, it feels good, you know, to stay in contact. And that's something I will tell the future guides. If you have a client, don't stay with him only for 2 or 3 hours or some days. Stay with the client also after everything is gone. Because if you do a good job and the client is nice, maybe he's not coming back to your city, but he knows many people. And if he tells one, you are the right person, then you have no worries about when you start walking. You don't have to rely on businesses and travel agencies or look for some people or pay some friends to give you jobs, pay commission here. You can do your own business if you stay together. And stay together is the client is a client, but the client can be a friend. So ask about his family, about wife, about daughters, about son, what they like to do, when his birthday. Write everything down. Because after, when you stay in contact, it's the best thing, you know, when he has birthday and you send him like a postcard on Instagram and tell them, all the best, my friend. I remember last year we went here together, you know, and he will love it. You know, it's a little details that make huge difference.
Yeah, you are so right. It looks like a sapling, but if you how can we say if you make your job is good, the sapling get watered, and if the sapling get watered, it's became a tree. It's going like
Yes, like that, like that. Yes.
If you're a tourist, try to say the other ones that tell about your story. It's grow the bigger, and it's so faster. Yes, it's so important.
It's right. Totally. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Thank you. I will wait. I will check.
Check. I drink.
Yeah, I find it. It's come from Buzis. I don't know how can I pronounce this, but she or he, I don't know, asked, is there a book that you recommend to us about guidance?
Yes. Yes. Actually, it's not the name of the book. It's not really the title of the book, but I always recommend for every future tour guide or tour guide if you go to a bookstore or if you go to antique bookstore, and most of you, I think, are in Istanbul, right? Okay.
We can say, yeah, like that.
Yes, let's say yes. Yes. around. Okay. Yeah. But anyhow, the places you like to guide, see if you find old books about 60s, about the 30s, about the 20s, you know, because those books will tell you the real story about the place without what is today. So it will have this old history. And these books sometimes are very cheap because they're old, they're antique books. So you can read like as Turkey used to be during the 19th century. First streetcar, first ship, you know, first transportation, the first gas lamp, the first electric light. And that's sometimes good if you know, the first traffic light was not here, was in a small town. Okay, or like the first telephone call they made from here over there. Okay, now I know. And that's something you can give to your client when you go with him and you have nothing to tell, and there is one long way or a long street and you have to tell something, then you can tell stories. You know, it's good to know about universities, when was the first university, and not only the building itself. So maybe some famous professor was there, maybe some famous inventor was there, or maybe a musician was a director, you know, that you know as a musician, but you didn't know he was a professor at university. And then you make the connection, okay, with the people and the buildings and the city. And then you find out at old books. So if you find old books from a city, from the country, buy it and read it, because you will learn a lot. Different than the new books.
Okay, thanks for the, yeah, it's so good. Thank you for that. And I will go with my question.
Okay.
As you know, prepare some questions. And it's a little bit specific, but I want to know, from which country do take more tourists come to your country?
Here, number one is always Germany.
German, okay.
It's around the corner. They speak the same language. And Germans, when Germans drive east, they can drive to Austria and go to Poland, go to Hungary, go to South Croatia. They can go to Czech Republic, Bulgaria. They like to drive a lot. So we see during summertime, when it's not COVID, we see a lot of plates from Germany. The flights are not expensive and the train are very good. You can take a night train from Berlin. It's about 1,000 kilometers, let's say 8 o'clock at night, and you arrive 8 o'clock in the morning in Vienna. And they're very nice places to sleep inside the train. So it's okay. So Germany, it's first. Then we have a lot of Asians all together, Japanese, Chinese, Thai, Philippines, all the mix, you know. And then we have Europeans, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, mix, Spain, Italy, a lot of mixes. And then very, 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 very little South American, because it's too far and it's too expensive. So Brazilians, Argentinians, Chile, just a little bit, not too much. Mostly Europeans in Europe, in Austria.
Okay, I got it. Right now, I see that something wrong in the chat, and I need to fix it.
Fix it.
Someone from the some tour guide from the Pakistani is right. Can I speak in your live stream right now? He write like that, and someone said no, you can't like that. But no, you can speak. But for that, you need to contact with the Maida guide.
Yes.
It's his Instagram name is, as I said, Maida guide. If you go and with contact him, we can take you as a speaker.
Yes.
Another day we can go with. But right now we have a
someone please write down here the name for him.
Yeah.
So he can get it. Someone will do that. They are very good students here.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Everybody's welcome. See, it's already there. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I think we fixed the problem, and our tourist guide will come to another live stream.
See?
Then I will go with my questions. But before that, I need to say something, one more thing.
Please.
Some of our viewers writing questions in the question button, but please write in the chat button. Don't use the question button because I can't write it very well. It's a little bit writing is small, and I can't write. I can't. You got it.
Yeah. Type.
For that, just use the chat button. Then I will go with my question.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Next one.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I will pass you. No, not this one. Oh, okay. Have you guide Turkish guests? And
Yes.
how you experience? How's your experience about it?
Turkish guest is for me like a little bit South American style. You know, they
Like,
they talk a little bit too loud. I don't mind. Most Austrians, they mind, because if you go to a museum, if you go to a building, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a coffee house, everything here is very quiet, you know. And when you leave your keys, if you lose your keys, the sound, everybody will look, you know, what happened, you know, because it's a noise everybody don't like. So when I have Turkish people, they talk very loud, and I don't mind. For me, it's okay, you know. The style, you know. The food is good. They eat, you know. And we have here in Austria, in Vienna, we have a lot of Turkish restaurants. Even though sometimes I try to convince them to eat something very, very local. So, of course, not pork, but I try to get some chicken, you know. I try to get some other vegetables because they like it. I know they like the tea, but I try to convince Turkish people also to try tea they are sold on coffee houses, because they want the Turkish tea with a glass and very hot and small. And I tell them here in Austria is different. So we take the tea on the cup, not really the glass, you know, and not like from up and to down. It's just a little bit, but they like it, you know. It's different, you know. I tell them at home they have the best, you know. They have the best food. They have the best sweets, you know. The baklava, they're always the best. But here they have to try something different, and they like it, you know. They like it. They appreciate it, you know.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for explaining. I will go on another question. Is there a subject you are an expert on, and which topics interest you the most?
In kind of what? In kind of tour? In guiding?
In guiding, we can say in the guiding.
In
for
guiding?
me, sorry about it, I cut it, but for me, I'm interested about mythology.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the country have.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But you can go on.
Yeah, for me, the interesting parts that so I like to talk about it are really the curiosity. Okay, I like that people. I don't want to teach people something new. Okay, I want to tell them something that they say, oh, I knew that, but I didn't know it's Austria. Okay, one example. Okay, everybody knows Porsche car. Okay, nobody knows it's Austria. The company is Austria. You know?
I learned that.
But why people think that? Because the car is made in Germany, in Stuttgart. The car, it's a very good German car, so that's why. But the owner, the old owner, not the new one, but the old owner, he was an Austrian. So that's something I tell people when we are in Vienna and we see a Porsche. I tell them, you know this car? They say, yes, I know. Famous Porsche, you know. Say, where did this car come from? Germany. I say, wrong. It's Austria, you know. And that's something I do with buildings, with sculpture, with details, with trees, you know. Something that people will compare me. I like that people compare me with other tour guides, because most of my clients, I'm not the first guide, you know. I am number 100 or more. They went to many places, you know. And I like them to compare me with the other ones and the future ones, okay? Because me as a guide, what is the let's say, good guide is when you, as a tourist, you think about something and the guide will tell you, like mind reading, you know? So for me, it's very normal. Every half an hour, I ask people, you know, do you want to go to the toilet? You have to go to the restroom, you know? They say no. After half an hour, I ask again. They say no. And after half an hour, I ask, they say, yes, I want to go, you know? And that's for me nice because they know I will ask them. Or I know if they want something to eat, I ask what time they had breakfast, you know, because I usually pick my clients around 9, 10 o'clock, okay? I had people, they have 8:30 breakfast. So I don't worry about eating because I know they're full. But sometimes they started at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So after 3 hours and 4 hours, they are a little bit hungry. So I say, let's go eat a little bit, you know? And they say, oh, thank you. We wanted to ask you, you know? And that's for me the best. When they tell me they were thinking about, you know? Or the good thing is, for a tip for the future tour guides, is also when you have a client, they will come to your country and you have contact with them, ask them if they have a special diet. Ask them if they have something they don't like to eat, you know? I had people, they say they don't like chocolate. Vienna is a heaven for chocolate, you know? I love chocolate, you know? But there are people, they say they don't like. So I don't tell them, let's go eat chocolate, because I know they don't eat chocolate. It's okay, you know? Or sometimes people tell me, oh, the second day we are in Vienna, we have birthday, or we have anniversary, you know? So I buy them a little gift, something for 2 euros, 3 euros, you know? Nothing expensive, just a gesture, you know? Ah, you told me you have birthday, here for you, happy birthday, you know? They love it. They love it, you know? And I got 1,000 times more back with friends and family, you know? So that's a good tip for everyone. The chocolate. Yes.
Your tip. It's so important, as you say.
Yeah. Stay in contact. Communication. It's very important.
So important. I got another question from chat. Yahya Blanca asked it. What is your opinion about using Google Maps for a place it's first time for me? Is it okay, or it is a bad point in front of the tourist?
It is. It is a bad point because if the tourists hire you as a guide, you should know your way around, okay? It's like, as a taxi driver, you know the best way, you know the best streets, and doesn't matter what time it is, you know the way around the city. If you go to a taxi driver and you tell them, please, let's go to Hagia Sophia, and he tells you, Hagia what? I don't know. What is it? Then it's probably his first day, you know? So it will take a long time. So what you can do is, if you want to use Google Maps, you can, before you start, you can say, I'm going to go to number A, to B, and C. And then you remember the buildings, not the street, okay? Good are the buildings that you know. Pharmacy, drugstore, shopping store, car shops, gin shops, bakery, you know the stores. So you know you're on the right way, okay? So it's okay to use Google Maps, but maybe before you start the tour. Or what you can do is, a trick I did many years when I was in Vienna and didn't know my way around, you get some maps for the client. And you tell the client, look, we are here and we're going to go over here. And then you walk a little bit, and so you are lost. You'll tell them, look, here, it's very important. This is a very nice place. And then you look around where you find your way, you know? And every 10 minutes you show them, when you come back here, you have to go to this place, you know? And you ask the tourist, tell me, if you get lost now, how do you get to the hotel? Show me on the map. And in the meantime, he shows you, you look the other way around, how to get. So it's an easy way, you know?
You're right. We'll talk about the shops, then I will ask another question about the shops.
Sure. Go ahead.
did you take your guests to place where souvenirs or jewelries are sold and like a gift shops?
Sure.
And what's your attitude about it, about these shops or things?
Yeah, it always depends. I have already my connection in Vienna where I go places where I got my commission. Okay. But I have to go there before and talk to the owner. I have to tell them, I will bring here people. Okay. And if they buy something, you give me something, you know?
Yeah.
But that's come the part. 99.9% of the guides will say, I bring customers buy something, okay? After the customer pay, I come back, we see how much they bought, and they got commission, okay?
Okay.
How much commission you give me? 10%, 17, 15, 20. You make a deal with the guy, okay? I do the other way around, okay? I tell the person how much commission you give me. They tell me 10%, okay? I tell him, you know what? I don't want 10. I want only 5, okay?
Oh, that's...
But my 5% you give to my client because they are with me. So every client, I go to a souvenir shop, they buy something, and the guy will say, you with Francis, you pay less.
Yeah, okay,
so they
that's
buy
so
more.
good.
They buy
It's
more,
so good.
you know? And the other people say, hey, wait a minute, this person pay less. Why? Because he's with Francis. You're not with Francis, you pay full price. See? And that's make me very good for the souvenir shop and for the client, okay? And then when I deal with restaurants, that's maybe for the future guides, restaurants usually don't like to pay commission, okay? Restaurant usually say, you bring me 10, 7, 20 guests, I give you 1 meal free for you and your friend, you and a wife, or you get a good bottle of wine, or you get some good dinner, you know, but I don't give you cash money, okay? So then you can make a deal with the restaurant and you can tell them, okay, I bring you guests, I will not come here, it's too expensive for me, okay? But if I tell you that guest will get my food, okay? So I will invite the guest. They don't have to pay. They pay only for drinks. And you give my food to them. And when the owner says, for me, it doesn't matter. If you eat or the customer eat, doesn't matter, you know? And that much my good when you have a good client with a lot of money and the family is very good, and you go to the restaurants and you tell them, it's on me. I invite you. You know, you don't have to pay because the owner is on you. But it looks so good, okay? And the client will say, what? I can eat here for free? Yes, you eat whatever you like. It's on me, okay? Drinks, you have to pay. But the food is on. I invite you. This is best. I got so many tips, okay, because of that. Because people spend usually 17, 80 euros for food, okay? And they gave me 300 euros as a tip, okay? Just because of that. Because they thought maybe I have to pay for the food, okay? So you can always do a deal like this, okay?
Okay, I got it. And your tip is so good. If I start to go...
It helps internationally. It works internationally.
If I start the job, I will use it.
Yes.
If some restaurants say, or the shops say, we can give the 10%, I will say, just give me the 5% and give the 5% discount to my customers.
Exactly.
It's so good. Thank you for that. And I will ask another question from the chat.
Sure.
Can you tell us about your... it's coming from the Furkan Arslan. And can you tell us about your first day as a tourist guide? He said, I am so excited about it.
Yes. I didn't have more excitement because officially I am a tour guide since last year, 2020, you know, okay? But when we go back, okay, like first time Los Angeles, I did one tour around the city, and
Yeah.
this was it. I didn't have time to go again. And Los Angeles, it's 15 million people. I used to drive from Hollywood to Disneyland 2 hours with people, and I have to talk to them all the time, entertain them. Okay. But my first time, and let's say the first 10 times, I get lost all the time because no GPS, and in Los Angeles, it's a book like this for all the streets. And you have to know the names, you have to know the numbers, and I didn't have time to look at the pages. I was lost all the time. But you make it through, The good thing is, I think everybody is very nervous. That's why it's good before you have your first day with client, you use it with your friends, you use it with your family, and you tell them, look, this is serious for me. I want to be a tour guide. So please, no jokes, no be funny. I will do a good tour. And then the family and friends will follow and be very, let's say, accurate and will be interesting what you say. And don't make any jokes, okay? So use your friends, or between the future tour guides, if you have this little group of WhatsApp, you can tell every weekend, one of the group choose one museum and you guide. And then the next one, and then the next one, and everyone comes one time to guide somewhere, okay? Or tell something different for the same building, because you can do one story and the other one do the second story and the other one do the third story, So if the building is too big, you can divide it in 2, 3. Yeah, that's what we did here. And we'll still do in Vienna. I still have colleagues from the tour guide, and we'll still go out and we talk about it, So it's a good idea.
Oh yeah, it's so good idea, and I think we can do that because we have a so big WhatsApp groups. We have a 2,000 people, but for it's so much people. We can separate as a cities. We can do this, but for that we need pass the pandemic situation.
Yeah, sure. Yes. We talk always without the pandemic, without the COVID. We talk normal times. Normal times. Yeah. Sure. And maybe for training, okay? Because if you do with your colleagues, you know your colleagues. So you know the one, you know she, you know he, you know the person. But when you go to a museum, someone that is guiding have to choose 2 people to show them something. So you guide inside a museum, and then you see 2 people standing, and you say, I will go there, and I will ask them, can I guide you? I give you a free tour. I will show you what I know about here. You want? Yes or no? And you look for one that says, yes, I want. And you do like 20 minutes, you guide this person. And everyone else stays in the back, okay? It's like a private tour, free private tour. And then first time you get nervous, you forget something, but doesn't matter, It's not client, it's not serious, but step by step, you will remember what you forgot and will do that. So you can try this with strangers.
Yeah, it's so perfect.
Practice.
And practice. Yeah, you can. We can say you can break your habits. You can be more brave.
That's right. Yeah. Be more tour guide. Don't have to be brave. Just be more tour guide. You can go slowly. You can go fast. Up to you.
Okay. I think. Wait. I got a question from my group. It's not from. We can say from chat.
Yes.
Mr. Altay asked it, and it's what would you like to say about Austria in terms of tourism, history, culture, or like that? Just give it a little bit.
I think you asked the wrong question because I have to talk about a lot.
we can keep it short, but
impossible. Impossible. It's his fault. His fault. He started.
Okay.
You cannot ask a monkey what banana. It's not possible. Okay, the short version. Okay, Austria. It's a very beautiful place. One part of the country it's flat, and the other part has Alps and mountains. It's a place where there's a lot of lakes. It's a place that everybody, not everybody, but most of the people are very honest. Okay? As example, on Sundays, everything is closed in Austria, and we have to buy newspaper. So the only place you can buy newspaper is on the street. They put some plastic bag. It's open, but there is like a small box that you put money. And most people, they put money in the box and get the newspaper, okay? It's a place where you feel how the government is investing in the people. The politicians are not so good like everywhere else, but here in Austria, the law, it works fine. You pay a lot of taxes, you make a lot of money, but also the government gives you a lot. You have clean streets, you have winter with snow, they clean everything. There is law for everything. So it's a good place to live, and it's a good place also to visit. And because Austria is small, you can drive through many times. So I have sometimes Italians, they come from Italy, they drive to Austria to go to Czech Republic, and they stay 2 or 3 days. They go to Czech Republic, and they come back, stay another 2, 3 days, and they go back to Italy. Instead to go 5 hours, 10 hours through, they make a stop. And that's a good part, because Austria is in the middle of Europe with 8 countries around, 8 countries. So east, west, north, south, it's a transition. It's like a freeway system. Come from the right to the left and up and down. And that's a very good thing. And because of the big Habsburg family, every Turkish people know the famous Habsburg, you know, the Ottoman tried to come in here twice, you know, and because of Austria, you know, could not go through. So also a lot of people respect that part of the history, you know. They say, okay, it happened, we could not go through, but let's go now and see how it is, you know, because now everything is free. And the interesting part is that I'd like to tell is that Austria during the Second World War suffered a lot, more than any other countries, including communist countries. They were fine after 45, but Austria still was this little place that didn't know where to go. It will take over by Russia, it will take over by the West. So 10 years, the people suffer here. And that's the reason everything is clean, everything is nice, everything is small. And just to, if you don't believe me, because I do a lot of advertising for Austria, you just Google the best city to live the last 10 years in a row was Vienna, you know? Yeah. So 1 year is okay. You get lucky, you know? 2 years, it's okay, you know? 3 years, strange. 4, 5, oh my God. 6, 7, 8, oh my God. 9, 10, 10 years, you know? And there are many countries, they are very beautiful. There are many cities, they are beautiful. But Vienna, you know, has a little charm. It is small. Paris is great. London is beautiful. I love Rome, but it's big cities. You have to go often. You have to travel often to get to know the place. Vienna is small. Vienna is like an old lady that walks very slowly and have a lot of history, you know. And every time you go somewhere, you can touch. You can touch here history from Roman time, 2,000 years ago. You can touch history here from the Habsburg. You can see where they sold the original Turkish coffee when they came here, you know. So it's a lot of history connecting to many countries, to America, to Canada, to Australia, you know. And that's why it's a very lovely country to come to visit. And that's why my job, it's one of the best, because I can show people the big things that everybody knows and also the little things that nobody knows. And that makes me special for mostly people, you know. You guys have to come one day, or at least watch my virtual tours. Remember, tomorrow and Sunday, I have virtual tours. If you have time, log in. It's free of charge, and you can learn a little bit how I deal with people, how I answer questions, you know. Very nice. Yes. I think my colleague Sheila Mara, she's going to write down again the link, and you guys copy it, okay? or take some
Okay.
pictures, whatever you like to do.
Okay. I think my the teacher is tech kind of check who is there, and we can say Metan and our guest is here. We can use hands like that, and then I will go with my another question.
Please.
Okay. I think yes. Okay. Actually, we talk about it this thing, but I will ask one more time this.
Sure.
What do you think a tourist guide should do improve himself or herself to better, be the better?
Ask the question again. The tour guide should be
the do what to be better?
Okay. All right. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
The tour guide, to be better, you have to follow some simple rules. Okay. First of all, you have to get to understand one part is your job, brings you money, brings you client, okay? And one time is private. And that's very difficult to apart. If you leave out in the morning and you fight with someone, and then you have to be very friendly to a person that has nothing to do with your fight, inside you, it's very difficult. And there you have to find the balance.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to forget, and you can still fight later. But if you fight with your client, it will not help. And that has to go inside you, okay? That's something that most guys don't understand. The same is if you are a sports fanatic and your team lost, and then the next day you have a client, okay? If you are into politics and your politician lost and you have to go to a client, you know? Or in between, you do a tour, between there are two teams playing and your team is losing. And you know all the time because of WhatsApp and message, people telling you, we are losing 5-0, you know? And you say, oh my God. And the client is next to you, you know? He doesn't care who lose or won. You care. And then you have to split. And that's sometimes very difficult. So that's something every tour guide should learn, private and business. Okay? Yeah. And then another interesting part is most people have, like, every guide will have the prices. Okay? I don't know in Turkey how the prices are, if everyone can put the prices if they want, or if they certain prices, you know.
We can say we have a certain prices because we have a law about it.
Okay.
And, you know, in the Turkey, tourism guidance have a laws because it is kind of job. Yeah. For that, you can't change your prices. And we have the minimum prices. You can take a maximum. Yes. You have a minimum prices about it.
And for that, you know, you have to think like a tourist. So if you travel to a country, of course, you want to have a very good hotel, but you want to have a low price, of course. If you can pay a lot, you stay a 5-star, of course, you know, but you don't have the money for 5-star, but you want to stay like 5-star. You know, and the tourists, if they hire you, they want the same. They want the best guide, but they want the lower price. You know? Yes. And that's why you have to do your price. That's what important, not like the others. You have to add something special. Okay? Example, if everybody charge 100, okay? Then you say, okay, good. The price is 100. I will see how much will cost me something sweet and maybe a tea and maybe a coffee. Till will cost me, let's say, 10. Okay?
Yes.
I will charge 120, including coffee and cake. Because I know coffee and cake, I pay 10. I make 10 extra. Okay?
Yeah.
But you tell your client, I charge 120. But cake and coffee on this place at these times, it's on me. Okay?
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, special. Or buy tickets for museums. You know, you can choose a big museum that people will spend like 2 hours, 3 hours, and you can do it in 1, or you can do it in 45 minutes, because you show only the 10 best inside the museum. Okay? Museum costs like 15 or 20, okay? And you charge 15, 20. You charge the same price, okay? But you add. So you charge 120, including museum. So if the people buy the tickets and you buy the tickets in front of them, they will see it costs 20. So 20 minus 100. So you get 100 and you have to pay 20 for the museum. Okay. So that's the way you can do something, you know. Maybe as a tour guide, some museums, if you go often, depends, you know, you can tell the manager, you can talk to the director, you can tell them, look, I like your museum, I want to come here, but too many people. When you close at 6, can I come at 7? I sell you at 7. It's okay? They say yes or no. Maybe they say yes. Okay? Okay, we have people here till 7. You can come at 7, half an hour, very quick. And if you sell this to your client, you're the only one that go to this museum after hours. The museum is for you alone. Okay? It's something special. So always try to do something special. With souvenirs, with eating, with picking up anything, okay? Most tour guides, they will work with taxi driver, okay? To pick up people at the airport or at the train station, okay? So you need a good taxi driver that trusts you, that you can send you people, that will look behind, that nobody forgot nothing, okay? So if you find this taxi driver, you tell him, I give you 5 drive to the airport, 1 drive is for me. Okay, so 1, you do it for free. I will ask the money, but you do it 1 for me. 5 for you, 1 for me. It's fair. Instead, give me cash. Okay, and so sometimes when you have a taxi driver that say, yes, I like that. Okay, then you tell your client, okay, my taxi driver is going to pick you up. Okay, and I trust him. Or you tell them, I invite you to go to the airport, I pay. And you tell your driver, look, this one time, you leave these people. I don't have to pay, you know? So there's always possibility to make something special. In America, they say you have to go the extra mile, okay? So people, they run or they bike, they know after hours or kilometers, you cannot do anymore. And then something from inside comes, and you can do 1 more meter, 10 more meters, you know, from inside. Has to come from inside. And after you do this often, people will get to know you. And then they start to greet you and say hi. And it's very good when you go with a tourist in a museum and people ask you for the name, you know, or they know you. Like the guy in Munich, they know me, okay? And that's the best advertisement. You don't have to say nothing. People will say, hi, Francis. Hi, Francis. You know, so they know me. They know my name, you know. So that's the best thing. That's a good advice I give to everyone. New ones, old ones, you know, it's always nice.
Okay. You are so right about it.
Experience
is so important. I will go the other question from the coming my group. And Umutcan is asked, what do you think about our country, about Turkey? And have you ever been before? If not, we want to see in your, we want to see you in there. Actually, I want to make it kind of surprise or invite to you in the end of this live stream. But Umutcan is made for me. We can say after the pandemic situation, after this risky station, we want to see in our country.
Of course,
we are inviting you to come in our country. We will try to give a tour.
Very good.
We will show you.
Very good. Yes, very good. Thank you. Yes, okay. I've been to Istanbul twice. Okay,
twice.
And I like very much. I loved when I was that one guide told me we're going to the bridge, you know, Bosporus Bridge, you know, and then he told me we have to wait here because he has to go away. He has to go away because he had some business to do in Asia. And I was looking, what? You going now to Asia? He said, yes, sorry, I have to go now. Okay. So he go to the bridge one step and called a friend, and then he gone back. Okay, I'm ready here. I said, what? Okay, I went to Asia. Asia's over there. I said, you kidding? No, Asia's over there. I said, no, come on. It's a bridge. Yeah, but he's Europe, he's Asia, you know. I have to go to Asia, you know. So it was great. Something like that I will never forget, you know. And I will do it again with you guys because it was very funny, you know. So I like Turkey very much. We have a lot of Turkish people here in Austria. So I got good feelings.
You can understand the Turkish, and also you pronounce my name very well.
No, I cannot. No, I cannot speak Turkish at all. But I have a lot of friends, and they repeat sometimes.
You got it, the Turkish words.
Yeah, words. Yeah, the words.
Yeah. You have a little bit pronounced better than the other ones.
Other foreigners.
Yeah. Because I have friends from Italy, because I go to there, and they can't read my name very well. They say Medan.
Accent. Yeah. Very
well, like Medan. It's so good.
Thank you. Yeah,
okay, go on.
I met before I went to the live. I met already a few people on Instagram. I was talking to them, you know, and I talked about the school, about the platform, and we talk about the guiding, and I was just to get a feeling, you know, about the students. So a few already, I saw the names already, and for sure we're gonna stay in contact. I like to be in contact with people around the world, you know, and especially with WhatsApp. You can send message and you can answer after 2-3 hours. Doesn't matter, or tomorrow, the next day, just to stay in contact. It's very nice. Yeah.
Then I will ask question. It's coming from me.
What question?
Go ahead. It's coming from my country, but I want to know what's your best or favorite food in our country.
In your country, I like officially my nice one is the shish kebab.
Shish kebab
because it reminds me of Brazil. You know, we have something similar. You know. Just we have really the stick inside, you know. So it's called churrasco, and it's also we eat also a lot of meat. We love it, yeah. And of course, I am a sweet guy, so I like baklava. But I like the baklava when someone not the new ones, you know, when someone like mother or grandmother when she do it, you know, with the special honey and the nuts, the special baklava, not the regular baklava where you find everywhere, you know. I like that.
Oh, okay. Then I want to ask another question.
Go ahead.
Do you I think you have a favorite or a special food in your country, and did you take your guest for to eat this food or the specialty?
Yes. It's part of the food.
Yeah, go on.
Part of the food, it's like a specialty in Austria, because Austria used to be this huge, big country with 40 million people, with the monarchy, with the Habsburg, and it shrunk after First World War to a small country and stayed like this way. But the kitchen, it's from all the countries around. So we have pasta, different style, from Italy, Austrian style. We have the food. We have the goulash from Hungary, different style. We have the sweets. So a lot of places are going around here. And the main dish here, it's called Wiener Schnitzel. It's like a bad baked veal that we bake, but it's not really baked on the meat. It goes up a little bit. The skin goes up, and that's the specialty. And they always eat with potatoes, because of potatoes here quite famous. We don't have any rice or beans, so there's a lot of potatoes. So if you want potatoes, you can have it many kinds of salad, potato style, or French fries, potato style. You know, we in Brazil, we like to eat a lot of rice and beans and meat, but here it's potato. So I have to go once with my client to this place. And also they like a lot of sausage. It's the place. And because I try to tell my clients that the best food in the world is at home. Okay.
Yeah.
So the same food here will taste different. Okay. So if they want to eat Brazilian food, they should eat at home, because the meat is different, the beans are different, the salt is different. Okay. The ingredients is different. So it's not the same. It's always different. So I tell them, and the second best food is here. Okay. So they have to try something here. So that's a nice way to tell them, don't drink Coca-Cola or Sprite or Fanta, you know, get some very nice apple juice. Austria is famous for apple juice, and Austria is famous for many drinks. And that's what I try to convince them to get the local food.
Okay. That's so nice and that's so good. I want to taste it one day. Maybe after the pandemic, we can visit you.
Yeah, please. Everyone is welcome. I have many friends, they come. Yes.
Thanks for that. I have some questions, but I will ask one of them.
Yeah, good.
Wait, I will. This one. How do you act? It's coming from the Istanbul tour with the Kadir. His Instagram name. And how do you act when there are notes that you forget or cannot remember about the place you are going to tell during the tour? Or what are you doing? He asked that.
I didn't understand the question very well. If I do a tour and what I have to tell?
Yeah.
Read again. My tour, what I tell?
Yeah. Okay, I will read that again. Sorry about it.
No problem.
How do you act when there are notes that you forget it or cannot remind?
Okay. There are two things. Okay. Always depends the situation. If I forget something, I will tell the client, you know, oh, in this house, they used to live, wait a minute, I forgot, sorry, okay, but I will try to remember. But I try really to remember, okay, all right? And if the client depends, it's very nice and joke and is very friendly to me, you know, I try sometimes to give him not the wrong name, but tell him that was a very famous doctor and I forgot his name, but I have it here. You know, it's right here. I will try to tell him. So never tell something different for a client, because he will check later and then he will find out you didn't tell him about the doctor, you invented the name, you know, so it's going to be a lot of mix up. And if you tell one lie or two lies, everything else, he will think maybe you making up. Okay. So always try to remember the names and try to get, you forgot sometimes, happens to every one of us. Okay. But always good. But depends. If every 5 minutes you tell him, oh, this building is, oh, sorry, I forgot. And over there is, oh, sorry, I forgot too. And we're going to go now, I forgot too. So that's not good for you. Okay. So if you do it once or twice during a tour, it's okay. But sometimes, you know, so don't do it too much. Can be, we call it backfire, you know, a backfire, you know. Yeah. Not good idea.
I want to thank you for you to come to our live stream and make a lesson to us.
It was very nice.
Right, my phone battery is going out, and also, as you know, in the Turkey, time is a little bit late.
Yes, I can imagine.
I want to thank you for our platform, the name of the platform, and also I want to thank you for the Ibrahim Maida. And my teacher said, we want to see you another live stream.
Yes,
if you accept in a little bit time after, we want to invite you one more time, and we want to make live stream with you.
Very good. So,
okay.
I will say also a few words. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. I will stay, of course, in contact. I know a lot of questions, a lot of things. Maybe when we log off, you will have 1,000 questions. Happens all the time, you know. So stay in contact with me. Everybody has my Instagram account, Tour Guide Vienna. And there you have the link tree with WhatsApp, with YouTube. Join my YouTube. I started right new, my English channel. So go ahead. I need a lot of places, and I show Vienna on the different way, you know. So you can always try. And remember, tomorrow and Sunday I have this virtual tour, so maybe you can learn something about it. It's free, costs nothing, and I would love to see you. Let me know, because I always ask people where they're from. So when you say Turkey, 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 I know you are one of the future colleagues of mine. Okay? And stay in contact, please. Stay in contact. We'll love to see you all again. Okay?
Stay contact with you. Then I will make the ending of our live streams.
All right.
Thank you for watching our family, because we are calling our students as a family.
Yes,
we are a family.
Yes, yes.
Thank you for participating our live stream. Have a good night, and don't forget to follow us.
Yes, of course. I do already. I do already. And everyone, the last couple of days that actually follow me, I follow back a few. I talk to you personally. And if you didn't get the chance, tell the other ones my Instagram account. I will follow. Okay? All right? Okay. Was very nice. I like it.
I need to tell our motto. It's I will translate after them.
Yes, please.
I will Turkish, and after that I will translate. Aktif kere her zaman kazanıyor. And it's mean like if you are be the active tourist guide, the student, you will always the winner.
Yeah, sure.
Be active. Yes. Be active.
Yes. And I will add to be active before and after you become a tour guide. You know?
Yes.
Because now is the time to get this old curiosity. And after you finish your exam, after you go on the street, and after you talk to people, you start to connect the dots. And then it's much easier. Okay? Believe me.
Okay.
All right? Okay? Thank everyone. Good night. Greetings from Vienna. Okay? Bye-bye. It was very good.
First international live stream. Have a good night. Stay tuned, and I need to say this weekend we have a tour to the Hatay, and stay tuned and look what we are doing in our tours. Then see you later. Good night.
All right, bye. Send pictures. Bye-bye. I want pictures. Mark me on the pictures. Okay. Very good. Was nice. Bye. Good night.